take my dining room table, which is I believe like 9 foot, just stretch the whole thing and just plop, 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 plop the whole way down.
To play some music for you guys. So I have some business cards up here if you guys want to grab one of those. If you like what you hear, you can find me on social media. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube under Laura Rulo Music, so make sure you check that out. So business cards are right up here in my tip jar, and I'm going to play some music for you guys. Alright, so I'm gonna start out with a Stevie Nicks song, because I know my uncle just loves Stevie Nicks. Yep. So it's gonna be good. This one for you.
Hello and welcome back to another studio vlog here at Crafting with Glorious Purpose. My name is Carolyn and thank you for joining us if you're returning. And if you're not, welcome. We make unique and custom gifts, and they can be for you or for that special someone. So this week is the week of 2/23. We will be, actually for right now, it's not morning. I did not get on first thing in the morning. I decided to just wait until lunchtime. The sun is out in Pittsburgh. It's hitting I think it's hysterical. There's snow on the ground, but it's hitting 50 today. It's absolutely bizarre. So I'm looking forward to maybe going out for a walk later and enjoying the day. This week, I don't have a ton of things to do, but I do want to make some new coasters and try to get those taken care of and crossed off my list. I also was able to redo and finish my nose art decals. So I have them in stages. I have sets that are done. I can do them 8 at a time. So I have 2 sets done, 2 sets cut, ready to be weeded. And then I have probably another 3 or 4 sheets maybe or more to cut on the Cricut. So I'm going to spend some of my lunchtime doing some weeding, sitting here in the sunlight, which will be great, eating my lunch. But other than that, nothing major. We did stop at Joann's this weekend, which was, so let me back up. We went to dinner on Saturday and had no intention of going there, but we were like, let's just stop and see what's happening. Our Joann's was bananas. The line for the checkout went to the door. People had carts and carts of stuff. There must have been at least 50 or more people in line that wrapped from the door all the way around and then through the little snake of last minute merch that they have that you get to the register. They had 2 registers, 2 people working. A sign on the door said that they needed to close at 7. It was 6:40. So there was like 20 minutes left for these poor people to get these 50 people through the checkout. Then when we walked back towards fabric, there was one woman back there working, cutting fabric, people with full carts of bolts getting fabric cut. So all in all, 3 people working. And they were not young girls. They were older ladies, stressed to the max. I felt so bad and I just wanted to jump in and help them. But to not add to the stress, we did not want to stand in that line, only to be told that the store's closing. And I don't know how they made it through that checkout line. I mean, I imagine that either they had to stay past 7 or close the doors, finish the line, and then not let anybody else in the store. But it was just craziness in there. and that was only a 20% off. Just saw this morning going through YouTube that the other stores are closing now. It's not official, obviously, till Wednesday, but the only person that, whether it was like a bidding war between two liquidators, and I guess the one liquidator won out. So it did go to auction and the liquidator bought it. So they said they are going to close the other 300 some stores. So there will be no more Joann's. Don't know about the online part. I hope that some online portion of it stays, but I highly doubt that. I think that whole name is a whole kit and caboodle and it all goes together, which is sad for everybody that's losing their jobs and sad for the crafters that rely on Joann's to get their merch, their fabrics, their yarns, things like that. I'll probably be jumping over to Hobby Lobby to get mine. Michael's really doesn't have that fabric niche, but I'm hoping that they see that void and they start taking some fabric in too, because it would be nice to have two places to go to look for stuff. I am not one for shopping for fabric online, so that might put a snag in some of the things that I had planned. So with that said, I'm going to go heat up some lunch and I'm going to sit here and do some weeding, and we'll catch up with you later. And and the other thing, not to be completely scatterbrained, we released our collection this weekend. Saturday was launch day. Haven't had any sales yet. I'm hopeful that someone will like what I've done. I did get an additional 30 or 40 hits in one day once I launched it. So people were looking, people were interested. I would love to know why you were interested and didn't purchase, but there's no way to find that out. I'm sure everybody has gone through that where they're like, there's an interest there, but people aren't buying. I'm going to have the sale go on through March, and then start thinking about my summer collection. I do have some Easter stuff that I'm going to start putting up on the website for, I have some dog bandanas from last year that are Easter egg hunt that are in rainbow reflective vinyl, and they give it like an iridescent, which is really cool because they're not pastel, but you can see pinks and purples, and it's a nice lavender dog bandana. And I do have a bunny shadow box that I put up and some Easter towels to go along with that. I don't think I'm going to do like a full Easter collection. I think I'm just going to put some products up and save my next big launch for summer, and do some summer bandanas, some camping themed things, possibly even some teacher gifts as well, just to put some new merchandise up on the site, and then do a full launch collection for summer. So now I will leave you. I promise. So this week it's mostly working on the decals and a couple coasters. I think the decals are going to take up most of my time, but I'd like to check that big thing off my list so that I don't have to have it keep going each week. And working on getting them packaged and in square and ready to go for my show coming up. So hopefully, I don't add any more stuff to my list, but let's be honest, that's going to happen. And, I do have some little admin stuff, but that can wait till like later in the week. But that's the update I have for you right now. So I will bring you along for some of the weeding, just to kind of show you the process. And if you haven't been a Cricut weeder, you can look at it. And if you don't, you can fast forward through it. But it'll be some nice needed therapy to just sit and quiet and just do some weeding. So I will catch you in a few. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am back on today. Yesterday, my husband and I both had the day off, so I only filmed the little snippet leaving Joanne's with the frowny face because I needed to pick up some red fabric for some custom bandanas. So I worked on those yesterday for that order, and I'm going to press them today and get them hopefully packaged up so I can mail them out tomorrow. And yeah, I walked through Joann's and it was like, I don't know. I just want to spend a whole bunch of money that I don't have to spend on stuff that I may need. But unfortunately, I'm just going to have to look for other avenues, which is kind of sad, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So for today, I'm going to have to log into work here in a minute and start my day, but I'm hoping to spend some of this afternoon working on my dog nose art decals. I got a huge stack completed over the course of the last 3 days, so I'm looking forward to hopefully wrapping that up where I have at least one dog for every breed, or one breed for every decal, and then go through and figure out which ones are the more popular breeds and make a second one so that I have those on hand for the upcoming dog shows. And then I have some coasters that I have patterns ready. I just need to print them and press them. So those aren't as critical, but I do want to have those for the show at the end of March. So I want to get those done sooner than later. So that's why I'm probably going to try to get them done this week. And then once I get those extra patterns done, the rest are just going to be more dogs, so that I have more dog breeds ready to go. I'm holding off on purchasing more because I'm hoping to get a decent turnout for the March event so that I have extra money to maybe spend on getting more coasters to have more of an inventory for the dog events. But you know, it's been kind of slow these first few months, so or first 2 months actually, but end of December and into January and February, didn't get a whole bunch of orders, so that I do have a lot of big things, like I had said, coming up. My insurance will be due, my website hosting fee will be coming up, and so I have like a bunch of big ticket expenses coming out of that account that I want to make sure I have money for first, then add, you know, purchase any other things that I need. I did want to share with you guys something really cool. So we were walking through this weekend and we stopped by Ollie's, the discount, you know, the good stuff, cheap. Just walk through their stationery aisle. And I've never seen these there before, so if they were, I totally missed it. But let me show you these. They have these cool boxes there. Yes, they are, you know, dirt cheap. It was $4.99 for 100 poly mailer bags. So I've been looking at maybe getting custom ones made. These are nowhere near my brand colors. However, I will make them work. I got 2 boxes for $10 and I got 200 poly mailers. Like, this is just absurd, but these are the perfect size for stuff I need. They are turquoise, but I can throw on all my branding on top of it and still make them look good. They will, you know, not go to waste, but I could not pass up a box of these for $5. So yeah, I snagged that deal and was like, not passing that up. They had 2 other boxes. One was destroyed and open because somebody wanted to see what they looked like, and then the other one, I was like, I don't think I need 300 poly bags. I think 200 is even more than I need, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So yeah, I was so excited when I found these, and you know, now I just got to work on thinking about how to use the packaging. So I'm probably going to try the first one out with the dog bandanas that I send out. but yeah, I have my mun bin, I have my stickers, and I have, you know, labels and stuff. So looking forward to testing that out. So I am going to jump here onto work because it is time, and I will catch you around lunchtime in the hopes that we can check off some more dogs and a couple other little things off our list. It's lunchtime. So I opted to work on my packaging for these decals. So what I've done, I went yesterday and picked up some brown cardstock, or tan, I should say. I usually use the craft paper, but it has a more texture to it, I guess, and it doesn't go through my printer very well. So sometimes it takes it a little late, so everything's kind of off a little. So I gave this one a try. I mean, it's kind of the same color, but it doesn't have the darker flecks to it. It's a little more of like a tan, like grocery bag type color. So I bought 2 of the 50 packs at Michael's of these. So I'm going to give these ones a shot, and I'm going to do them double-sided, and since in my packaging for these, so I have, this one was kind of like a test one, so if I cut that paper in half, this is what I get. I don't need it to be this high. What I'm looking for is maybe something more of like a 5x7. So I forget how much gets cut off of this. I think it ends up being, I'm probably taking like an inch off or more, and then leaving a little space to put my brand across the top, and then vinyl decal. And then on the back, what I designed was my actual decal application instructions that I put on my smaller packaging for my my 5x5 decals. And I'm only doing this in the bigger packaging because it is about the same height, but the width, the height's determined on the dog. So sometimes if the ears are up on some of these designs, like this one, it's a little taller than the little dogs that are peeking. So I am going to, this is like my normal standard packaging that I do. I have the, the instructions, and then I give a little application pad to clean the area. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to do the instructions this way, and then at the bottom I'm going to put a QR code to my YouTube video showing how to apply it. So if somebody doesn't want to have to read the instructions, I can just watch the instructions either way. So I will have both options on there. Plus that gets people to go on to my YouTube channel, which is my ultimate goal is to try to build up the channel. So I am going to show you what this looks like so far, and I'm going to cut one. I'm going to print one, cut one, and see how it looks. And then, yeah, so we'll see. We'll give it a test and see if my measurements are correct. And then I can start mass printing and cutting those today. So so here is the, what I have so far. So I have my vinyl decal across the top. So this will be the front of the card, and this will be the back of the card. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to make these I'm going to duplicate my layer here. And then on this layer, I'm going to name this one the back, or the front, I'm sorry. And I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put that on both sides. So when I print the front, it will print both of the fronts. Then I just have to flip it in the printer and print both of the backs. So I'm going to duplicate the back. So this one will be the back. So we'll delete that off of this layer. And then I'm going to send that to print, and then we'll see what it looks like. So here is my Epson. I'm going to send it through for the first side, double check it and make sure everything looks good. And then I'm just going to flip it and print grab it and print the other side. So that looks good. We'll flip it. So then it prints the other side. Hopefully it'll print the other side. There we go. It seems to be taking this paper a lot better than this cardstock. So let's take a peek at what we got here. So we got the top portion, we'll have the decals across the top, and then the back we'll have the instructions and the scan. So let's take this down and get this cut and see what we get. Alrighty, so back in the office here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this at 5.5, and this will, and it does look like this did take it too late on this side, so that might be a problem. But so a good 5.5. Yeah, it went off a slight bit. So unfortunately, that's going to screw up my cut. But let's see what we get here. Let's do it this way. So maybe I do it at 5.25. See what we get here. That's not too bad. And then in this direction, we want it to be 7 inches. And that will give me, yeah, see, I took the paper too soon. So unfortunately, this will be all screwed up for me, but it'll be a good test to see how this will look in the back. So let's cut this one at 7. And this one, and I do need to change my blade. I bought new ones, but didn't get a chance to replace it because it's giving me some frayed edges. But so let's grab one of these and see what this looks like. Make sure that the spacing's right, and then I'll just have to babysit how it takes the paper. Yeah, because this is too small. It needs to be 5.5, not 5.25. But it would be something like that. And then the back would be like that. So, let's try it with a dog that's got bigger ears. Because like I said, these ones, they're all different based on the different breed. So let's see, I got all of these ones are all completed. They just need the transfer tape put on them. So I'm going to grab this one here because this one's got big ears sticking up. So I think it's this one. Or if we can do this one. This one here, it's got bigger ears. And the nice thing is this actually has it show up a little better. And then this will be trimmed down more because of the transfer tape and stuff. So I might be able to move. I think he's the biggest one I have so far. I'll make adjustments as I go through all these dog breeds because, you know, some of these, the 7-inch mark might need to be 7.5. So I might be able to adjust that, but I also don't want to make it too big for the ones that aren't as tall. So like these shorter breeds, I think making it 7.5 is just going to make it look all the smaller when it's all folded down and said and done. So I think I'm going to stay at the 7. If it covers up a little bit, that's fine. And then, yeah, I think everything else looks really good. It printed really nice. It'll just be making sure that it takes the paper correctly in the printer. So, all right. Well, I'm going to work on some of these and get the next batch of these cut so that I can read some more. And I think I have 24 dogs left to do. And I think I'm going to use the rest of my lunch break to finish my custom bandanas and get those out so that I make sure I get them in the mail tomorrow. So I will see you tomorrow. Morning, my glorious people. Today, Thursday. So today, going to keep working on the vinyl decals, and I got the order out. My husband is delivering that as we speak to the post office. So that order went out last night. Thank you, Caitlin, for the order. And I made a couple changes to the decal backer cards. What I ended up doing was just pre-cutting all of the 8.5 by 11s down to the 5.5 width, and then running them through the printer that way, so that there was less chance of it taking the paper late and having to worry about the cuts, because it was not lining up and I didn't want to keep wasting cardstock. So I ended up getting, it centered, I rounded the edges, and I have my little QR code to scan to watch the YouTube video, and I think they turned out pretty cool. So that's how they will look in the packaging, and then the back, of course, will look like that. So yeah, I have all of these dog breeds completed. They do not have the transfer tape yet on the decals, so that will be for another time. The biggest obstacle is getting them all cut. So I have 3 more sheets of dogs to cut out of vinyl on the Cricket. And then I have my oopsie ones where there were 3 dog breeds, which I'm not sure, I must have missed them when I was going through, but they are way too detailed to weed. So I have to rethink these ones. So I have these 3, which are oopsies. I think I had a couple other ones. So I'm going to probably spend some of my time here in the morning just going through these, ticking off on my list which dogs I have completed and which ones still need cut. And also trying in printing out the rest of the backer cards. So those I can set and have them go, and then watch TV and round the corners and, you know, all that other stuff. So once I get those taken care of, we will be in better shape, but I don't want to do the transfer tape until I have all of them done. That way I can put them, you know, I can take my dining room table, which is, I believe, like 9 foot, just stretch the whole thing and just blop, 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 blop the whole way down, and then cut them all at the same time so I don't have to do like 3 or 4 on this little table at a time. That way I can have it more assembly line and get, you know, all the transfer tape on there and then clean them up and then get them ready to package. So yeah, I think that's going to be my day today, is to try to get the last of the groups cut. And then once those are cut, everything else will fall into place. So I'm going to work on clicking that off my list. And I don't really have anything else that I can think of today. You know, I do, like I said, I do want to do the coasters, but I think I might just do those over the weekend where I can just print those off and then supplement them at the same time. So I think I'm actually in pretty good shape. It's almost 8, so I'm going to be jumping on. We had some rain apparently last night, and the sun is trying to peek out, but it is still dreary outside. So nothing really awesome to open the window just yet. So as soon as I see a glimmer of sun, I'm opening that blind. So all right, off to sign into work, and I will catch you at lunchtime if anything interesting happens. Hey everybody, welcome to Friday. So I don't have much for today. My plans are for the weekend is to kind of give my to-do account an overhaul. I've been on to-do for over a year, and for those of you that don't know what it is, it's kind of like a cross between Facebook and Etsy. It's a marketplace, but it's a social media platform. It's actually pretty cool, but I don't sell crochet things or jewelry, and I feel like I get lost and I don't have the time to dedicate just being on there chatting all day. I don't even do that on Facebook. So, I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of keep that one up. But what I think I'm going to do is just delete my products from there and just offer that as a digital download platform for myself, because my Big Cartel does not offer digital downloads. So I was going to throw some of my artwork up there and see if it would help anybody like doing SVGs and PNGs. So I'll give you guys a little peek of that next week. You know, what I have set up so far. So I'm going to work on that this weekend, but other than that, I think it's going to be kind of a quiet weekend for me. I do still have a few dog breeds left to do, but I think I'm just going to try to concentrate on the to-do to try to bring in a little more income that's kind of self-sustaining. Yeah, I mean, next week will be hopefully a cool week. I'm going to try a little tutorial of something that I saw, and I don't know what applications I would use it for, but I have the stuff to make it, so I kind of want to try it. So just to do something different. And so I'll bring you along for that. And, you know, also I still have dogs to weed, so I'll be sending those to cut here and there in pockets of time. I still have a few breeds left, and then I need to look at my list and pick the popular ones to kind of finish that part up. But I mean, there's no rush. Like I said, we have till May for that. So I'm going to just kind of plug away at it at a more manageable pace so I don't get overwhelmed having to weed the dogs. So I'm going to leave you here, but I hope you have a glorious weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week. Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked it, please subscribe. I'm at 36 strong, so I'm hoping to get those numbers up, and yeah, I will see you next weekend or next week. Have a great weekend. Bye.